Hi, this is Jim, and this is Baby Boomer Tales. I've got to start right away here, no monologue or anything. I'm concerned I'll run out of time if I don't start these right now. What I'm doing is nursery rhymes. Remember nursery rhymes when you were a kid, singing them in the school playground, or maybe with a couple of your friends, or maybe to yourself? There's a bunch of them. I could only pick a few out of the hundreds that there were, and most of these are from the 1700s, which amazed me quite a bit. So let's just start with one from 1879. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, I dropped it, yes, on the way I dropped it. A little boy, he picked it up and put it in his pocket. Now, a lot of these, the whole thing is a little different than what I remember, and I'll try to comment on that a little. Ba ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for my master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane. 1744. Did you ever see a lassie? A lassie, a lassie. Did you ever see a lassie? Go this way and that. Go this way and that way. Go this way and that way. Did you ever see a lassie? Go this way and that. Did you ever see a laddie? A laddie, a laddie. Did you ever see a laddie? Go this way and that. Go this way and that way. Go this way and that way. Did you ever see a laddie? Go this way and that. 1909. I don't remember the laddie part. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his trousers on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John. 1797. Hey diddle diddle, the cat in the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little boy laughed to see such fun, and the dish ran away with the spoon. 1765. I must have been very young when I learned this one, and my imagination just ran away with me. Maybe it ran away with the dish and the spoon. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 2, and down he flew, hickory dickory dock. 1765. I just remember him running up the clock. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. If you have no daughters, give them to your sons. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. 1767. I'm not sure what that means. I remember vaguely that nursery rhyme, but not really. Here's one I do remember, though. I did the actions with it. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Just tip me over and pour me out. I'm a special teapot, yes, it's true. Here's an example of what I can do. I can turn my handle into a spout. Just tip me over and pour me out. 1939, the first time I ever heard this. I remember this. My cousin Bonnie, I guess they were up at our house, and she did that with all the actions and stuff, and it stuck with me. That was a great one, Bonnie. It was. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain, and itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. 1909. Here's one that is etched in my memory, and it was just the first part of it, not the rest of it. The rest of it, when I read it, kind of, I don't know. It was a Mother Goose rhyme from 1765. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after her. Up Jack got and home did trot as fast as he could caper. He went to bed to mend his head with vinegar and brown paper. Jill came in and she did grin to see his paper plaster. Mother vexed did whip her next for causing Jack's disaster. I don't remember that part of it. Just the up the hill and tumbling down. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jump over the candlestick. 1815. I couldn't get it through my head, a kid jumping over a candle. I guess I didn't take into account that there was no electricity in 1815. Johnny and Susie sitting in a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes baby in a baby carriage. 1880s. The way I remember that is, then comes Johnny pushing a baby carriage. Ha ha! Yeah. Oh well. Ladybug, ladybug, fly away home. Your house is on fire and your children are gone. All except one, and her name is Anne, and she hid under the baking pan. 1827. I just remember the first 4 lines to that. And originally this poem, or nursery rhyme, was Ladybird, Ladybird. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home and bring in their tails behind them. 1805. Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow and the cow's in the corn. Where is the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack, fast asleep. 1744, that is given credit, but it may be a little different version of it from the 1200s. That's an old one. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. 1805. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Take the keys and lock her up. This is the part that varies from the old poem. I remember there'd be 2 children and they'd have their hands clasped facing each other with their arms up. And all the kids would run underneath this bridge that they were talking about. And then when they go, my fair lady, they come down and trap one of the kids. Then they kind of swing them back and forth and say, take the keys and lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. Take the keys and lock her up, my fair lady. The original poem doesn't have that, so I don't know if we invented that in my playground. Probably not. It's probably done by American children everywhere. But after the first part of the falling down, my fair lady, it goes, build it up with sticks and stones, sticks and stones, sticks and stones. Build it up with sticks and stones, my fair lady. Sticks and stones will all fall down, all fall down, all fall down. Sticks and stones will all fall down, my fair lady. Build it up with wood and clay, wood and clay, wood and clay. Build it up with wood and clay, my fair lady. Wood and clay will wash away, wash away, wash away. Wood and clay will wash away, my fair lady. Build it up with iron and steel, iron and steel, iron and steel. Build it up with iron and steel, my fair lady. Iron and steel will bend and bow, bend and bow, bend and bow. Iron and steel will bend and bow, my fair lady. Built it up with silver and gold, silver and gold, silver and gold. Built it up with silver and gold, my fair lady. Gold and silver I have none, I have none, I have none. Gold and silver I have none, my fair lady. Build it up with bricks and straw, bricks so sure, bricks so sure. Build it up with bricks and straw, my fair lady. It will stand for evermore, evermore, evermore. It will stand for evermore, my fair lady. 1636. Our song of the week is from the 1603 nursery rhyme, redone by the Beatles, Golden Slumbers. It was called the Cradle Song, the nursery rhyme. This Golden Slumbers was on Abbey Road. Golden slumbers kiss your eyes, smiles await you when you rise. Sleep, pretty baby, do not cry, and I will sing a lullaby. Cares you now not, therefore sleep, while over you a watch I'll keep. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry, and I will sing a lullaby. Well, the Beatles changed that up just a little, and it was a great song. Part of like several songs all blended together. Remember that? There's nobody like the Beatles. Back to our nursery rhymes. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, open the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, 10, a good fat hen. 11, 12, dig and delve. 13, 14, maids a courting. 15, 16, maids in the kitchen. 17, 18, maids a waiting. 19, 20, my plate's empty. 1805. I think I always stopped at the big fat hen. Here's one. I always called it patty cake, like Patty. I went to school with a girl named Patty. Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B, and bake it in the oven for baby and me. 1698. Now I know over time some of this stuff changed a little, but it is amazing how close to the original some of us nursery rhymes are today. Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell and there he kept her very well. 1825. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. The 1765 original went like this, though. Hush-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will fall baby, cradle and all. Oh my goodness. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, let me taste you where. Says the pieman to Simple Simon, show me first your penny. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, indeed, I have not any. Simple Simon went a-fishing for to catch a whale. All the water he had got was put in his mother's pail. Simple Simon went to look if plums grew on a thistle. He pricked his fingers very much, which made poor Simon whistle. 1764. I think I remember the first two verses of that. Here's one. I remember in first grade, a big circle of all the kids on the playground. There must have been several grades of it, so maybe I was in a different grade, but I remember my teacher, Mrs. H., kind of supervising it and organizing it and everything. We stood hand in hand in a great big circle, and there's one person in the middle, and they kept putting people in the middle, or maybe there was a bunch of people in the middle, they kept taking them out. Let's try this. The farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell, hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer in the dell. The farmer takes a wife, the farmer takes a wife, hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer takes a wife. The wife takes a child, the wife takes a child, hi-ho the dairy-o, the wife takes a child. The child takes a nurse, the child takes a nurse, hi-ho the dairy-o, the child takes a nurse. The nurse takes a cow, the nurse takes a cow, hi-ho the dairy-o, the nurse takes a cow. The cow takes a dog, the cow takes a dog, hi-ho the dairy-o, the cow takes a dog. The dog takes a cat, the dog takes a cat, hi-ho the dairy-o, the dog takes a cat. The cat takes a mouse, the cat takes a mouse, hi-ho the dairy-o, the cat takes a mouse. The mouse takes the cheese, the mouse takes the cheese, hi-ho the dairy-o, the mouse takes the cheese. Cheese stands alone, the cheese stands alone, hi-ho the dairy-o, the cheese stands alone. Maybe it was a good or a bad thing if you were the cheese. 1820 that was done. Here's one from 1760, and I remember doing this with my kids, and I remember my parents doing it to me. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee, 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 wee all the way home. To end this little foray in nursery rhymes, I just remember the first few verses of this, maybe the very first verse. But I'm going to read the whole thing to you before we sign off. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, high above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. When the blazing sun is gone, when he nothing shines upon, then you show your little light, twinkle, twinkle all the night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Then the traveler in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often through my curtains peep, for you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. As your bright and tiny spark lights the traveler in the dark, though I know not what you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. 1806. Remember that time goes by in the blink of an eye, so tell others you love them and always be kind. I'll be back next Wednesday. Peace out.